Started to fall, and where were you? How could I know you were falling too? Grabbing the wave, cutting my skin, but it's hard because I'm falling. Tell me why I'm falling. Oh, life's calling, but it's hard because I'm falling.
Hey guys, I'm Clint Flair Woo. Welcome to another Division build video. You've checked the footage so you can see I'm running with Lonestar, which is a really nice gear set. I'm really enjoying it. I've only recently picked up the 6 elusive piece, so I thought, sod it, I'll put it all together. I'll tweak it as I go along. I'll try and get the best definitive way to build it in PvP that's viable, that's strong, effective in all elements of PvP, whether it be skirmish, last stand or the dark zone. And this is what I feel is the best setup for you. I mean, again, you can tweak here and there, that is entirely up to you. This is how I've built it. I thoroughly enjoy running with this. It's not Nomad. Before you go, Nomad's better. I'm not saying it's better, I'm saying this is a really cool build to roll with. And it's all about the 6-piece bonus. Okay, so let's take a look at my Lonestar 6-piece classified heavy firearms build. So I'm running 7.6 firearms, 5.4 stamina, and the generic 2.9 electronics. It is a double MG5 build. I found much more joy rolling with the MG5 than the Big L. In all fairness, I think these work better together. That's my opinion. But Lonestar, what does Lonestar do? Again, it's quite an underused set in most forms of the division. So let's take a look. Okay, set bonus 2 is 100% ammo capacity. Set bonus 3 is 8% LMG damage and 8% shotgun damage. Set bonus 4 is Lonestar. When the weapon is holstered, it is instantly reloaded. Set bonus 5 is 50% ammo capacity and 12% LMG damage, 12% shotgun damage. And the 6th piece, which is the creme de la creme, is the bonus talent Berserker. Okay, so when a weapon has 50% of its magazine remaining in combat, there is a 75% chance to receive a bonus that activates when the final bullet is fired from the current magazine. Once activated, the magazine is instantly refilled. Weapon damage and fire rate is increased by 30%. That's nice. And the bonus is cancelled by reloading, swapping weapons, or exiting combat. Okay, that's Lonestar. There's a little trick that I'm rolling with this, which I'll show you when I come to the weapons. But we'll start again with a chest piece. How have I got this built? Let's take a look. It is rolled into firearms with skill, haste, health, ammo capacity, and the 2 mods I'm rolling with are stamina, critical hit chance. Onto the mask. It is firearms with critical hit chance, damage to elites, and a stamina, critical hit chance prototype mod. Knee pads is firearms with health, damage to elites, bleed resistance, disrupt resistance, mod wise, stamina, critical hit chance. Again, another god roll one, which is nice, and a 2% pulse critical hit damage mod. The holster is critical hit chance with another 2% pulse critical hit damage. Gloves, and I think it's the only way to roll with LMG gloves, is firearms, LMG damage, critical hit damage, critical hit chance. And onto the backpack is rolled into stamina with health, ammo capacity. The mods I'm rolling with are stamina, critical hit chance, and 2 pulse critical hit damage mods. Okay, so we'll start with the first MG5. Have I got it rolled? Okay, 22.7k, that's base damage. First talent is predatory. As my stamina is a little on the low side, I need something that's going to give me the health regen quite constantly, and I'll get that with this talent on this weapon. There are different options to deal more damage, I completely agree. For me, how I roll, and this synergizes well with the third talent, predatory is key. Okay, I could roll with Unforgiving. That would help really well. That would give a lot of extra damage as well, which is nice, don't get me wrong, but I've opted for predatory again to give me the heal, which I feel in 1.8.3 is essential. Second talent is prepared, and that is all about dealing damage over a distance, and when it hits like a truck. You're looking between 35 to 38k damage on a player. Awesome. Again, that's me on my lonesome. In a team with someone with a pulse, you're looking 40k crits easily, no problem, no questions asked. You will hit like a monster truck, simple as that. And then the third talent is vicious, and I do not roll vicious on any low stamina build, and that's because it's not all the time you're in a position that vicious is active. So it's a simple case of there are different talents to use, etc, etc. But I'm rolling with this. It gives me that initial bonus of 10% critical chance. Synergizes extremely well with predatory, where the healing's coming back. I'm dealing damage as well. I will have, as you will see, a healthy critical chance without this anyway, but I wanted to give it the initial boost, initial pizzazz as soon as I'm firing onto an opponent. In terms of attachments, now this is the first trick, this is the key. You need a high velocity magazine, and this for me is god roll. I have critic chance, critic damage, and magazine size. You could utilise rate of fire, that will do exceptionally well, don't get me wrong, but I've opted for the extra critic chance and the extra critic damage. You already hit extremely quickly with an MG5, so I've opted for the extra damage rather than the rate of fire. But for me, the bread and butter is you need a high velocity magazine. It synergizes perfectly with the 6-piece Berserker talent. And again, I'll show you exactly how and why shortly. Attachments, there you go, take a look. It is critic damage and critic chance primarily. Now onto the second MG5. First talent is deadly for the extra critic damage. Accurate to get me them better headshots and make sure that I'm getting the active bonus from the headshots. So his LMGs have a healthy bonus baked in anyway for hitting a headshot. And prepared again for the extra damage. And I have another high velocity magazine, 7% critical chance, 4% critical hit damage, 11.5% magazine size. Again, if you don't have that, don't worry about it, but definitely roll with a high velocity magazine. Whatever the weather, it is more beneficial than rolling with an extended magazine, and you'll see again why very shortly when I show you a little bit of a demo. My large optics, critic damage, muzzle damage again, underbarrel damage and accuracy. Okay, so we look at the character sheet, and this is for my primary MG5. Critic chance is 42%, which is very, 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 very tasty. I'm happy with this. Again, when the abilities obviously kick in as well, that's going to be close to max, if not max. Critic damage 101%. I'd like a little bit more, in all fairness, but again, I'm happy with the placement with that. Headshot damage 97%. Again, that's very tasty. If we just switch to my second MG5, go back to the character sheet, 29% critical hit chance, which is good again, and 117% critical hit damage, and that's because I've got deadly attached to the second MG5, gives me the extra 15%. Again, very, very strong, and I'm dealing a fair bit of damage this against players. We look at the abilities. I'm rolling with a concealed pulse, and as I have 4 2% pulse critical hit damage mods, that gives me the boost of 8%. That's 15.1%. I choose not to roll with the recon or the tactical scanner, which will give me a little bit extra or a bit of extra cooldown. Again, I've tried to keep concealed, so I use the pulse scrambler mod. Okay, again, that is personal preference. You could choose one or the other. That is entirely up to you. I've chosen pulse conceal. Booster shot, and I've done that for the smidgen of healing, but more importantly, the damage that I'll be dealing when I pop the booster shot, which I utilise this going into combat. Talents. Okay, the first talent I'm rolling with is critical save, strike back, precision, 12.5% critical hit chance, 25% critical hit damage, very tasty. And steady hands, and I'm using steady hands because when I pop into cover, I've got that extra bit of stability for 10 seconds, which gives you that laser type beam aim. Very nice. On an LMG build, I would recommend steady hands above most talents. It is really, really good. Okay, Lonestar, 6-piece classified, it wrecks, it's extremely good. So how does Berserker work? Okay, so let's just get into cover, let's get that aim, 25% stability, let's go for it. Nothing on there, let's try again. There you go, Lonestar is proc, the little symbol is just below the character, and again. Stop so I can quickly switch. Not procced. There you go. And again. And again. It is really, really good. You can tell by the little green symbol, the bottom left of the status bar that gives you the little Lonestar symbol. As soon as that procs, you know if you're in a firefight, you can see that little green symbol, you can carry on shooting because you're gonna get an extra 55 bullets. You're gonna smash someone, you know, unless they're a nomad and they've got umpteen lives, you never know. But against other players, they will go down like a sack of spuds. As simple as that. You need the extra 30% damage. And how do you keep that? How do you need Berserker? Why do you need Berserker to proc more often? How are you going to get there? And I'll tell you how you're going to get there is with the high velocity magazine. Do not use an extended mag. It will give you 108 bullets on an MG5. And you think, yeah, it's great, 108 bullets, that's great, that's a lot of damage. However, you're going to see less of the Berserker proc. Berserker you want active as often as possible to deal as much damage as possible, and to do that you need a smaller magazine. Rate of fire is also extremely strong, but for me I've opted for the extra critic chance, critic damage, and I feel it synergizes perfectly with the build. As you can see now, if I pop into cover, really good. And again, you've got that great stability. There's the prop. See, there you go. 113k headshot. Nice. It's simple as that. And I'm doing that. I'm rolled with 7k firearms, 5-4 stamina, 2-9 electronics. If you have a 6-piece Lonestar classified in your stash, you think, I don't need that because I always roll with Nomad, try this. This is a very strong solo build and an exceptional team build. You don't have to roll with an MG5, you can roll with Big L, you can go a little bit different. One you roll with an SMG, one you go with a Cassidy. You have a ton of options, and I've got some variations to bring to the channel very shortly, the next few weeks, but I wanted to show you my double MG5 hard-hitting solo build, which is really good. You've seen the footage. Any questions, any feedback, drop a comment in the comments box, but more importantly, smash that like button if you've enjoyed the video, and if you want to see more Division content, please smash that subscribe button. I've got so much more coming in the next few weeks, few months, building up to Division 2. And if you have any ideas on builds, you know where I am. Feel free to drop me a message, a comment, and we'll happily work on something. If I've got the pieces, I'll roll with it. Happy days. Okay then guys, I'll see you soon in the DZ. Take it easy guys.